Hi lovelies, you're welcome to today's tutorial. On our screen is our design for today. This design is made of scuba and sequins fabric. It's so simple and unique. So if you're just tuning into this channel, I want to say a very big welcome, and you're a very returning subscriber. Thank you so much for always tuning into this channel. So let's get to work. So for this design, as I've said earlier, I'll be using my scuba fabric and my sequins, my scissors, my tape. This design does not require much material, just your sequins fabric and your scuba material. So to start with our measurements, I'll pick up my scuba fabric and fold this into two. You fold the stretchy side into two, just like this. Lest I forget, this cap has a back drop, that is a drop at the back to make it look fuller. So the head circumference I'm working with is 23 inches. So 23 divided by 2 is 11 and a half inch for sewing, and another extra 2 inches for the back drop. Then for the length I have 22 inches, so on fold I have 14 by 22 inches. If I open this up, I will be having 28 by 22 inches. And so for our band, this band is a V shape, so I'll be cutting out my material. I'll be cutting out 15. The stretchy side is the 15 inches by 4.5 inches. I'll be cutting this in two places. I'll be cutting two pieces of this. Then for my sequins, I will also be cutting out 30 inches. The stretchy side will be, it might be stretchy, it might not be stretchy, so I'll be cutting out 30 by 5 inches, also in two places. So the first thing is to pick up your scuba material. Once again, you pick up the material, you open it up, then pick your sequins, one of the sequins, you place it at the tip, just like this. Then you take this to your sewing machine to sew this down. You take it to your sewing machine and sew it down till the end. And after sewing it, this is what I have. So from the tip here, I will measure down 12 inches. I will measure 12 inches downward and make my mark. You use your chalk to make your mark. So here I have my 12 inches. So just rule it straight from one end to the other end. So the essence of this is just to note the area the second sequence will start. So after making your mark here, you place the second sequence on this line. So you place your sequence on it just like this. You take to your sewing machine as well and sew this from one end to the other end. You repeat the same thing for the lower part as well. The first sequence too, you repeat the same thing for the lower part. So after stitching this down, this is what I have. I've stitched this down, both the first and the second. So I've stitched the 2 sequins on this fabric. So the next thing is to start to mark for your pleat, to make your mark for your pleats. So for this, I'll be making use of 2 inches interval between each pleat. So I will mark my 2 inches just like this to the other hand. So for the second one, you use the stitch, the sequence stitch as the second mark. Then you start another marking under the first stitch. You continue with your 2 inches mark. So you do this till you get to the end of this fabric. So after making your mark, you fold it just like this. You fold it on the line you've drawn. You fold it and stitch it down just with like 1/4 of an inch. You just sew it straight down to form your pleat. You pick the second line, you fold it as well and sew it just with a 1/4 inch. You sew it straight down till you get the end of this material. So after stitching it down, this is what I have. Here is the right side. So here's what I have after stitching this down. Then the next thing is to fix our band. So for this V-shaped band, you pick one and slant it from the folded edge. You slant it to the open point just like this, just like 1 inch. You use 1 inch to slant. Then you pick the same thing for the second piece as well. So after that, you pick one and place it on the holder to form your V shape. You place it on each other like this. Make sure the 4 edges meet just like this. And take to your sewing machine and sew this all the way down. You stitch the 2 together. After stitching, this is what I have. I've stitched the 2 bands together. You can see my V shape it has formed the V shape already. Then you pick it up and mark the center. Mark the center just like this. Then you pick the main body as well and mark the center as well. Then you place this there, you match the center points together. You can hold this down with your pin. You can take it to your sewing machine direct and attach it together. So after attaching, here's what I have. I've attached the band to the base. If you notice, you will see we have excess. That is the band is shorter than the base. This is because of the back backdrop. The band needs to be shorter than the base to have this backdrop effect. So after that, you measure the actual circumference you want to work with. Mark it, and you bring it down. When you get to the part that shoots out, you come out, then stitch it all the way down. Then to the other side, you make sure you close all the opening aside from the band area. So I'm done stitching it together. So this is what I have. The next thing is to mark the center. Use your chalk to draw a line at the center like this, the folded part. This is your chalk to make a mark. Just a faint mark. And after making your mark, you pick your needle and thread and make a gather stitch. You use your needle to pick the pleat together. So this is the essence of making your mark. You follow the line you've made and you pick all the pleats together just like this. You gather all the pleats together. Now when you get to the end, you try to go back again to secure the thread, to ensure that the thread is firm. You have to go back again like twice. And after that, this is what I have. The next thing is to make a regular running stitch, a regular cap running stitch. So you start your running stitch from the part that shoots out. So you just make your running stitch straight down. Just straight down. You don't need to cuff to the other side. Just make your running stitch straight down. You also pass this like twice or thrice to secure the thread. And after that, here's the final look of our cap. You can see it's so simple and classy. Please, if you find value on this video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. And here's the final look of the cap. You can use this on your English wear, you can use it on your native wear, and it will take just few minutes of your time, and you have this gorgeous cap. Thank you so much for watching. See you in another tutorial.